Hello and welcome to another episode of the Women Can Do Show. I am your host, Rochelle Sawyer Cobb, and I have with me the amazing Dr. Angela Body. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the invite.
I am excited about this episode, about the topic. I'm ready for us to really inform and empower our people today. So I thank you for coming on to the show to facilitate this.
Thank you for the invite again.
So, just to give everyone a background about who Dr. Angela is, she is the owner of the Hope and Wellness Partnership with over 2 decades of experience in the healthcare system. She has spent over 13 years providing psychotherapy, education, and support to individuals and families in healthcare and behavioral health settings. Dr. Body holds a master's degree in social work from USC, honey, and a doctorate in clinical leadership and social work from Loma Linda University. So she is well qualified for this topic that we're about to discuss today. So outside of all that, before we get into anything, tell us, who is Angela?
Thank you for that. That welcome is just amazing. So Angela's a little girl from Los Angeles that loves all humans.
Yeah.
And is a giver of the heart. Right? It starts with being a giver of the heart.
Yeah.
I'm a low-key comedian, we talked about.
Yeah.
I'm a shopper. But above all that, I'm a leader.
Yeah.
I really enjoy doing what I do within my private practice and outside of my private practice.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
So, speaking of that, tell us about your private practice, the Hope and Wellness Partnership. What inspired you to open it, and what's your specialty?
Sure. So a long time ago, before I became this psychotherapist, I worked as an x-ray tech in Carson. And I would see different individuals come in and they had a lot of ailments. But the ailments that they had were not related to the physical deficiencies. It was related to their thought process, their mind.
Yeah.
And there was never that connection with connecting them to someone with mental health concerns, right? And I started looking at that. I was like, I wonder how many people really follow up and see a behavioral health specialist. So I stayed with that particular doctor. His name is Dr. Ganian. He's an amazing doctor in Carson for almost 8 years. And later, I decided to walk up to USC, for one day and just walk around and take a look at the social work program. And I did, and I fell in love.
Wow.
If anyone has been to USC, the campus is amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But besides the campus being amazing, it was tough. Very tough to get through that program, and I went at a later age. So
Yeah.
I had a little bit of hardship, but I got through. So that really brought me to the mental health world. I started first in the Reno Dialysis Center, and we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
And I moved on to Kaiser later on.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was my passion. Right now in my private practice, I see individuals, adults that are dealing with chronic illness. And that could be anywhere from cancer, kidney disease, lupus, and also just individuals that have depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and adjustment disorder. So that's my specialty.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're talking about CKD, which is chronic kidney disease. So first, let's just share with our viewers for the person who doesn't know what that is, what is CKD?
Yeah. Chronic kidney disease is a disease that happens over time. It's the gradual decline of kidney function. So there are stages.
Yeah.
1 through 5. So everybody, we as adults, maybe in our 20s or 30s, we're at a 1 or a 2. Later as we age, we might get to a 3, right? But when we're at a 4 or 5, that's when we need to seek help and seek support. Even before that, I think we need to get that education.
Right.
But that's usually when people come in. So again, it's a chronic kidney disease where your kidneys stop functioning. It stops filtering the waste. Some people stop urinating. Some continue to urinate. But the kidneys are responsible for so many things. We forget that if we have fatigue, the kidneys are responsible for making that what they call epiprotein that we need. The kidneys are responsible for regulating the blood pressure. So if our blood pressure is elevated, that could be related to kidney disease.
Wow.
The kidneys are responsible for phosphorus and other minerals. So the kidneys are very valuable organs, sometimes that we overlook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how common is it for people with CKD to also experience mental health challenges?
Sure. So let me just throw out a stat here. I want you to just think about there are 37 million individuals within the United States that have chronic kidney disease. Chronic kidney disease is very silent. They say asymptomatic. So some people don't have any symptoms at all, right? So you're going through life and you're dealing with this condition that you know nothing about. Then all of a sudden you go to the doctor and they say, guess what? Your GFR number has dropped. So your GFR number is something I don't really want to say. It's a filtration number. The first word is very challenging for me, but it's called GFR. If you just look it up like that, you'll find it.
Yeah.
So if when your kidneys decline, the number drops. And that means you have to start dialysis treatment. So imagine you going through your life, you're 40, 30, you could be 20, and you go into the doctor, and then all of a sudden they tell you have to start dialysis treatment. What's going to be top of mind? Oh my goodness, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
So you have to think about the grief that people sometimes experience, the adjustment disorder that they experience, and if it gets too bad, the depression and anxiety they experience.
Yeah.
So depression is very prevalent with patients with CKD.
Yeah.
I think the number, and this is over various studies, it's from 30 to 60% of the population that come in
Wow.
that can be diagnosed with depression.
Yeah.
And to add to that, a lot of people come in with other challenges, other mental health challenges. So they may have been diagnosed prior to this. So this exacerbates that depression. And it could lead to, major depression. We could break down the depression. There's different varying forms.
Right.
But it could lead to major depression that's really going to be hard to get out of. But people prevail and they're able to get through with it.
Yeah. Wow. And so it's the it's the change. What makes them kick into the state of depression? Is it the shock of the change?
The shock, the reality that they have to start something that they didn't plan for in their life. The possible death, because when you think of kidney disease, people think about death. The change in lifestyle, the loss maybe of your job, loss of finances, loss of your home. Sometimes the loss of a partner that you've had. They found out you're ill and they want to leave. They're like, this is not what I signed in for, right? Yeah. So it could be the combination of all these things, plus the physiological changes that happens with kidney failure.
Yeah. So can you explain the psychological and biochemical links between CKD and depression? And then how do the kidneys and brain affect each other? Work together.
I like that question. It's a big question. I'm going to try to break it down. So what happens with kidney failure? The toxins build up in your blood, right? You're not able to filter them, so they build up. So let me start very basically. So sometimes people come in and we think that they're depressed, but it's the toxins. They call it uremia. So that uremia builds up and it causes confusion. It causes sadness, and that mimics depression. That's the first thing we have to understand. And some of the inflammation that patients with kidney disease experience, that's another issue that can cause depression and anxiety. And if we look at it on the physiological side, we can say that it crosses the blood-brain barrier. So you have that uremic effect crossing the blood-brain barrier that's causing the elevated toxins that's causing depression or mimicking depression that can lead to depression. Does that make sense? It's very complicated.
No. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. That's, and a lot of people don't associate the two. They don't, you know what I mean? They don't think because you kind of think well, how is my kidney affecting my brain?
So, and I'll just say that, of course, we have those toxins that we talked about, but just the circumstances people don't consider. So you have someone that comes in the dialysis unit and they say, you know what, I'm having trouble with my family. They don't understand what I'm going through Because we'll just say, oh, you have kidney failure, just go have dialysis and you should be okay. We don't think about all the other factors, the medication that they're taking, the dialysis treatment, the different types of dialysis treatments that can be affecting them as a whole. So it's all about mind body. We can't separate the brain from our body. Yeah.
So you mentioned dialysis. So have you noticed that dialysis worsens depression?
It can. And let me tell you why.
And how? Yeah, that's what.
Let me tell you why. So there's different types of dialysis. If it's okay, I'll kind of okay.
No, go ahead.
So they have peritoneal dialysis where you do it at home, and you usually do it at night.
Yeah.
They have home hemodialysis where you would have somebody what they call cannulate you, so put in the needles at home and do the whole blood routine. And then they also have in-center hemodialysis.
Yeah.
That's where you go in the center.
That's what my dad had. Yeah.
Your dad did that. Yeah. And that can be a concern because it's who you're sitting next to, right? Because you're sitting in-center hemodialysis, you're sitting with a group of people, right? It's a circle, right?
Yep.
And it may be this much distance between me and the next patient. So depression can occur just looking at all the patients around you. It's just that simple. Just seeing the people around you, you're like, wait a minute, they don't look that great. And another thing, they didn't come back the next day. Jimmy's been coming for 3 weeks. Where's Jimmy? Jimmy passed away. So how's that going to affect you? You just start thinking about your demise, right? So that's one way. Also, the medications that they're providing to patients, the different side effects, they can cause the depression, right? They don't always align with each other. So just a number of factors that, we have to consider when we're working with patients with kidney disease. And I'll say something else. If anyone out there that does have kidney disease, just know that you will have a social worker in the unit with you. It's mandated.
Yeah.
And that's a time where you should really share the concerns with that person.
And I'm going to tell you, but my dad, of course, had kidney disease. So he would go to the dialysis center. And my mom would go with him. Now, nobody else had anybody else there with them. But him.
Yeah.
And I remember, so my mom is, very sociable, welcoming. And so she would talk, to the other patients. And again, you mentioned how like the patient may be here today, but that patient might not be there tomorrow. So they saw that, during this years, maybe a couple of years span that he was 3 years on dialysis, them going to the center. Right. And so we would go, like me and my siblings, sometimes we would go up there, like they would let us come in there. We would just go in just to kind of, cheer them up or whatever. And I remember the first time that I went and I'm like, and you're right. It's like a circle, a big circle, and they're maybe this far apart. And it's like, oh my gosh. And you hear the machine, the beeping, the sounds of the machine. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so I'm imagining me as a person who is not, I'm not suffering from kidney disease and how I'm feeling. And this is like freaking me out. Yeah. So imagine like and I'm saying this to your point, the person that's sitting there and you're sitting there every day, you're watching all of these other people, suffering from the disease. The person you've been with for maybe 6 weeks is gone. It's gone the next week, So I can totally see how that contributes, how depression can set in.
And I'll just say, unfortunately, when I was working in the dialysis unit, you do see people pass away as well. They can code on you very quickly. It's traumatic for us, so I know it's traumatic for a patient sitting there in that position, right? You brought up a good point also regarding having your partners come in, your support team, right? He had a whole support team come in, right? Some people don't have that. So that fosters depression as well. That cultivates that. If you have someone to talk to when you get home and just talk it out, they may not understand everything, but at least you have someone there by your side, right, to talk to. So that can cause depression or low mood, I'll say. We don't want to always categorize people with depression. But just thinking about people that are in this circumstance and they're just by themselves alone. And besides kidney disease, they may have other challenges, diabetes, hypertension. Those are the top 2 reasons why people have kidney disease. And they're dealing with this. They're dealing with systems. That's another thing that can cause that anxiety, that nervousness, not understanding, why do I have to fill out this form? I've never done this before. Oh, I lost my coverage. Why am I doing this? What is happening? I can't go see the doctor. So all these factor in. Does that make kind of?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if I'm going.
No.
Okay.
This is your expertise. We want to inform the people.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I'm going to be honest, the only way, and like you said, a lot of people don't know about it, because my dad had it, and so I'm faced with watching him go through it, and that's what prompted me to want to start learning about it. Like, wait a minute, he got it. Oh my gosh, what is this? And I remember, as you mentioned, dialysis, and I remember always thinking, I wondered how he felt. Like, I knew how it like just blew me away. Like, oh my gosh. And then I started thinking about my mom. Like, she has to go in there. This has to be depressing every day. And then I thought about him. Like, man, he has it, and so he's watching these. Like, I wonder how does that affect, And so I'm glad that you mentioned that. You know,
did you ever ask him?
No, and he never, because he always kind of remained optimistic. He even in his suffering, he was, thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
And he would cry, thank you. So he never complained, never complained. And so, what we would do, of course, just trying to cheer him up, because we know, like, you're not complaining, but still you're suffering. So we're gonna do whatever we can to try. Because we're a family, we like to laugh and joke a lot. So we would, still try to like make little jokes or whatever to, try to lighten the mood. But again, he had that, but it was all those other people in there that did not have that.
Yes, didn't have that support that they needed.
Yeah,
the unseen.
The unseen.
The unseen. I wrote a little clip, a poem about the unseen. Sharing, I was caring. My husband was on dialysis, and I wrote when he got his transplant about being unseen, even as a medical professional. Not having that direct connection.
Yeah.
You're sitting there, they're not talking to you, they're talking to the patient.
Yeah.
So I call that the unseen.
I like that. Wow. So how can we raise awareness about like the mental health challenges faced by CKD?
Just talking about
patients?
it. And normalizing
it.
Not hiding our uncles in the back room.
We are so good at that.
We will hide.
The uncle that you knew it was somebody back there behind that door, but never knew who it was.
And that uncle could have been on dialysis, could have been, using alcohol, whatever.
I love how you put that, because that is, we understand that.
Yeah, we understand.
We understand.
Pete is in the back room. Why is Pete in the back room?
Why is Uncle Pete in the back room?
Pete been in the back room about half our life.
Forever.
But we didn't understand back then. And we have to give ourselves, our parents, I imagine growing up, my parents are from the South.
Oh, okay.
So they're not talking about things like this.
Yeah.
It's not coming. It's like, shh. Wait, we all perfect.
Yeah.
In a sense.
In a sense.
Not straightforward, but it's like we're all good. Like, no, you look back now and you understand. But just having this platform to talk about it and bring it to light is very important. Right? It's very important to normalize it, and just to state, if anyone is going through any medical health concern, this may be an issue. Mental health is not a bad thing. It's just like your physical health. So I say, do your check-ins. Do your check-ins. If you know you're not feeling right, you're not sleeping as much as you used to, do your check-ins. Yeah. So this is a normal event, just like our body, right?
Yeah.
We go and have our blood pressure checked. Why not our mental health?
But we don't do our.
No.
That is so.
Oh no.
I'm glad you said. Yeah.
But the stigma is decreasing. What do you think? You think it's kind of?
Oh no, it is totally. You know why? Because people are being more transparent about it.
Yes.
People are now starting to speak about their experiences or how they feel, and without attaching shame to it.
Yes, it's getting better.
That's what's changed.
It's getting better. We still have some people now and then that will be a little, different.
Yeah.
But you just look at them and say, hey, you got to understand this is what's going on.
Yeah.
We're open to it. And the only way we can get help if we talk about it.
If we talk about it. Yeah. Exactly.
So this is perfect.
Yeah.
I just praise you for doing this.
Thank you so much. Yeah. This is something, like I said, I told you before, it's dear to my heart because, like I said, I watched my dad suffer with it. So And again, I wasn't aware. I
Yeah.
had no awareness about it. So it's like,
Yeah.
we need to start talking about these things,
Yeah.
you know?
And sometimes it's probably at that time I don't know if you were busy, you had your own family. It's too much for us to bear. So that's another thing that happens. And I didn't mention earlier, but briefly, it's too much for us to bear. We come in and we hear that something's happening with our body. We go into denial. And it's normal. Our body is trying to protect us. Our brain is so important. Our brain is just amazing when you think about it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what role can the community as a whole play in supporting someone living with the CKD and depression? Like I told you how, like, with my dad, we kind of would, we're a family, so we know what things can lift him up, what, we know how to joke around, we know how to kind of make turn our pain into something funny. Kevin Hart, laugh at my pain. We're good at doing it. But how can the community as a whole be a better support?
That's a big question.
To people living
with CKD.
With CKD, you know what I mean? And when I say community as a whole, like, for me, that's my dad.
Yeah.
But how can I support someone who I don't know?
You're doing it right now.
But
but backing it up.
We won't use me.
We won't use you. We'll start with, it always starts from within your family.
Yeah.
And going outside to society, community. If you know of anybody that's dealing with it, being open to talking to them, asking them questions. Also getting information from the National Kidney Foundation. They have so many support groups.
Yep.
American Kidney Fund, they give out scholarships for you to teach about this very thing.
Yeah.
So if you want to get involved, there's places you can get involved, right?
Yeah.
But just supporting that person and also being a good steward of your health, going to check and make sure that you're okay, and sharing with individuals, hey, I went and checked, I got my GFR checked, I had my blood test checked, they checked for other things and I'm okay. What about you? So having a buddy, let's start with that buddy system and then opening it up to the community church-wise. Hey, we're going to do a buddy system. We're going to all check our kidneys and we're going to all make sure that we're mentally fit. Learning the signs about what does it look like when you're not mentally fit and being okay with that.
I love that you said that, because a lot of times some people don't want, like, you hear people will say if they went to the doctor, it didn't go good. And some people are, some people are afraid to share the good news. Like, if somebody else is going through something, it's like, well, I'm not going to share that I went and I'm in great health. My numbers, everything is good, blah, blah, blah. But I think for me, if I'm down, I want I need some good news.
You need some good news.
I need some good news. I want to hear that you're doing good, because that'll, empower me. Like, hey, you know what? Let me get out of this funk and let me see what I can do to manage this better.
And just hearing that they're doing something and they went out and had something checked.
Exactly.
Is important.
That brings awareness in itself.
That
Just
brings
we talk about that, like with getting mammograms, just like, I love that now women are posting on Facebook. They're checking, like, I check in at the mammogram place.
I do too.
I'm getting my
on my
mammogram.
Instagram page. I do too. So why don't we do that for mental health? Why don't we do that for mental health? How do we do that?
Wow.
Just have our checklist. Hey, today I'm checking in on myself.
I'm checking in on myself.
Yesterday this wasn't going
I like
well.
that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not sleeping.
Never thought of that. Never
Hey,
thought of it like
girl,
that.
How you doing? Are you sleeping okay? Do we have any signs of something going on?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go check it out and see.
Yeah.
I tell my clients that come in, I'm so happy you came in before something happened. So they're getting the wellness. They're doing their physical exam, their mental health exam before it turns into something that's a pathology, right? So I praise them for that. And I have a lot of young people come in. They're good with it.
Yeah.
They're good with checking in.
Yeah. And then what advice would you give, like, the caregiver of a person? That's important. The person who has to, like, because a lot of people forget about the caregiver.
They do.
A lot of people forget about the caregiver and almost makes, it's like, well, that's your job. It's like
that. Exactly. I think sometimes, like you say, we overlook them. We shame them for not doing some of the stuff that we want them to do. bully them at times and push them. I've seen this. And you don't understand, these are the people, these are the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
They're the people behind the curtain that are doing all the work.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, we have patients come in and they may not have their wife or their, you know, their kids available, and it's right. Why their family? Where's their family? I'm like, at work. These people have to work.
Yeah.
They're the sole providers sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just say, if you're out there taking care of someone, if you are a care partner or caregiver, you are seen. You are amazing. You are important.
Yeah.
And make sure you're giving yourself that self-care you need,
Yeah.
and check in with that self-care you need to make sure that you're mentally fit, right? Very important.
Yeah.
Caregivers are amazing.
I saw my mom do it. My mom was stellar.
Really?
She was stellar until the end, to the last moment was stellar.
I bet she dressed up and everything.
She was stellar until the last moment in caring for my dad, because she's like, I'm not going to ever put him in a facility. And that was his thing, like, don't take me out of my home. And she never did. And the time where he would, you know, there, of course, throughout the course of, it was 2020, I think he was diagnosed. He died September 29, 2024.
He fought.
Less than 6, he fought. So between that, he would be hospitalized sometimes, like, you know, a week, whatever, here and there, you know, different things. And she was right there. And I'm like, how is she, like, you know, and she did, I mean, till the end. Yeah.
That's love.
And I always, like, that just gave me, like, my mom is my heart. That's my ride or die, right? But that just gave me even more, like, that, like, my hero. You know what I mean? Like, wow, like, just watching her.
Yeah.
Like, man, like, I know she's got to be tired. I know, but she never quit. Never. Yeah. So, and it gave me a newfound respect for caregivers as a whole, because here I'm looking at it firsthand. I'm right here. Yeah. Watching it every day. Yeah. You know, watching her do that. And like, I've known people who've cared for parents, you know, but never, it's not until you're watching, like, wow, wow.
It's, and also, I know you were watching your mom, but I imagine there was some quiet times for her. There was some nighttime prayers. There was some shower cries.
Yep.
You know, that you didn't see.
Exactly.
And these are the people that we need to check up on, because they have it together, right? They have to do what they have to do to support your father, her husband. Yeah. But these are the people that are not checked in on. Yeah. So those are the people that, hey, are you
the unseen?
Okay? The unseen. You need anything? Okay. Not even ask. I'm going to bring you.
I'm bringing. Yeah.
What's her name?
Barbara.
Miss Barbara, you
Barbara
did
Sawyer.
that.
Barbara Sawyer.
Miss Barbara.
Yes, she
Sawyer,
did.
You did that.
She did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. And during my concern was for my dad, but I was really concerned about her too. Like, and so I would just kind of tell her, Mom, you got to take care of yourself. You know, you got to check, get yourself checked out. And, so it was a double concern, you know, because I'm watching her, I'm watching him, but I'm also watching her at the same time, just having compassion. I'm like, oh my gosh, like.
Yeah, and let me add to that, that care partners, caregivers, they have high rates of depression as well.
Yeah.
And anxiety.
Yeah.
And what we call anticipatory grief. So you're watching someone going through these stages. In the back of your mind, you don't say it, but you know this person could pass.
Yeah.
So that anticipation,
your
your nerves, you're always on, the neurological system, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
I thought about that with her. Like, I would think about that, like, man, she's there, like, right there. So I can imagine, like, we know, you can see the decline, you know what's happening. And so I'm like, we're the kids, we're feeling like this, like, I can't even imagine, like, her almost like a waiting, anticipating unconsciously. Yeah.
Having to sit there and just go through her day to day and do what she had to do,
not knowing what can happen,
but her body. It's a book called The Body Keeps Score. And when I say it's real, the body keeps score. All the things that we've gone through, through life, historically, slavery and all that, it catches up to you. I think we keep it in our wound. Yeah. And I think it's part of our sickness at times, right? Our illnesses that we carry, mental and physical, right? Yeah. And your body keeps score. So I say, if you're not dealing with it now, you're going to deal with it later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So and we talked about how so often the caregivers are forgotten about, and
Yes.
we know that they are impacted as well. Now, do you get those clients?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I thought because I know what you do, right? So I'm like, I gotta ask her this. Do you
Yes.
get the caregiver as a
I
client?
get the caregivers, and I use care partners. It depends on
Care
what's
partner.
going
Right,
on.
right. Mhm.
Caregivers a little extensive. I get both, but they don't come in as a care partner. They don't come in, oh, I'm caring for this person. They come in, oh, I have depression, anxiety. I don't know why.
Oh.
And so when you get the whole context of their life and you see what they're going through, their challenges,
Wow.
most of them are still working. These are younger people, maybe 30,
Wow.
40. They're still working. They're caring for their partner who is ill.
Yeah.
They're going in and out of hospitals, right? They have little kids.
Wow.
So all this stuff is combined, the
Yeah.
transitions, right? The grief of thinking your family would be this way and
Yep.
it's not, the misunderstandings, dealing with the systems, right? The confusion that's there,
Yeah.
ongoing. They're dealing with all this, and then they wonder why they have low mood and they're anxious.
Yeah.
And then we talk about it, and we really break it down. I really try to provide education at low level,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
to
yeah.
help with the understanding, right? And it can be overwhelming for them when they hear it,
Yeah.
because they're like, all this time I've been going through. I say, yes, but your mind is protecting you and your body is protecting you. But now it's time for your healing. It's time for your self-care, and just allowing yourself to the younger people feel the feels.
Yeah.
allowing yourself to feel those emotions and sit with them and give time, because we move. If you notice
Yeah.
anybody that's dealing with something, they're
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and you're like, oh, you're busy, huh? That's a reason. Could be anxiety. Could be.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when you sit in stillness, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, work your way off. If you pray, if you do yoga,
Right.
when you sit and you understand yourself, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's why I was feeling that pain. Notice, oh, that's why I have a headache every day. The body keeps score. Wow.
That's something. And you're right. And so often we don't want to sit and feel.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you got to feel it first to process. You got to sit in it.
You have
And
to
I say
understand
this
it.
all the time. You have to sit in the feeling in order to process it, in order to heal. Like, you can't, the healing is not going to come if you don't even want to feel it. Tap in.
If you abandon it.
If you abandon it. Yeah.
If you don't want to speak it, it's not going to come.
There you go. Yeah.
I've had patients, I'll say, I had a patient that had a condition. She didn't even want me to say the condition. We went a whole year without, I had to talk around it. She didn't want to deal with it, because if we said the condition, it would be real.
Real. Yeah.
But it's real because you're dealing with it, right?
Yeah.
So you have to start slow. That's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah. You have to be with yourself, even if your health is fine. You have to every now and then check in with yourself. Dealing and being open and honest. Dealing with menopause. I had some transitions with my health. Sorry. I had some
That's going to be another show.
Okay, that'll be another.
Because I want to share my experience with this perimenopause. I can't wait to talk about it.
It is no joke.
No joke.
And so I had a transition and being very apparent with my mood. I was like, wait a minute. I'm a very fun person. I like to go out. I like to have a good time. I like to laugh. Then all of a sudden it was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to go nowhere. I was like, so the lack of desire of pleasurable things, that's one of the things we check on our PHQ-9. We screen for depression. And I started getting nervous. I was like, oh my God. But that was part of the menopausal. That's a physiological thing, right?
Yeah,
so we have to check with that to make sure.
Yeah.
So it's real. Life is real. Mental health concerns are real. And we have to be very good stewards of our body and our mind. What we take in, what we consume, it all aligns. The kidneys, if you have kidney failure and you're still consuming processed food and you're still drinking sodas, that's going to not just help affect your physical health, it's going to affect your mental health.
Yeah. And that's the thing that people miss. Like, nobody associates, like, you start to realize how the brain controls everything. Everything.
And the brain is so wonderful that it's able to remap itself.
Yeah.
So you have these negative thoughts that are coming your way. They may be valid in some extent, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't need to walk around with negative thought process all day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we do the opposite. We do cognitive behavioral therapy, and we look at those thoughts, how they affect the behavior.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it, people are like, how is that going to work? Well, we're looking, we're reframing some of those thoughts. We're remapping your brain.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yeah. Yeah.
God gave us a pure gift.
Ooh.
And we don't even acknowledge it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have to be very, again, good stewards. Take care of ourselves as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Drink lots of water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have fun, enjoy ourselves, get the free humor, right?
Yeah.
Whatever gives you joy, continue with it. But make sure that you're doing your due diligence of, like you said, getting your mammogram done.
Yeah.
We go to dental appointments. It's no problem. We'll tell everybody, oh, I got a cavity.
Right.
But we won't tell anybody. I don't want to know about your mouth.
Right.
But we
and
won't
that's
tell
the most
nobody.
gross thing. Like, you gotta
Yes,
tell that, but not.
But we won't say anybody, oh, I'm having trouble sleeping. I have low mood.
Yeah.
Because we think they're going to say something about us when they're feeling the same way, right? They're over there feeling the same thing, but they won't say anything. But they got a mouthful of teeth. You know.
Well, I just joined this group.
Okay.
For perimenopause. It's these two ladies that created this group. Oh my God, I forgot the name of the group. Because I literally just joined it a couple of weeks ago for perimenopause and menopause.
Okay.
Right? People who are experiencing it. So I'm like, oh, I can't remember how I found the group. I'm like, oh, let me just join and just see. Because I heard that these Facebook groups, like people like share some really good stuff when you join these groups.
Mm-hmm.
And I, first of all, back in the day, it wasn't talked about. So, of course, we don't know that this is a symptom of it, right?
No.
Okay? They're sharing everything. I mean, everything. And I'm like,
your eyes are like that.
Oh, my. Wait a minute. That's what that was? Like, oh, my. And when I had associated with something, and I'm like, wait, though, that's it. Like, that's it.
Like I said, that, like you said, that's a whole nother podcast.
Oh my God.
That is some banana stuff. Because all I heard from my mom was
hot flashes. Hot flashes.
You didn't talk about the palate changing.
No.
You didn't talk about the metal. I'm like, what is going on? And then you, as a clinician, you think you got it together. But when this stuff starts happening,
when it starts
you
happening,
in the DSM looking.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on with me?
Yes.
It is real.
Yeah.
But I think it's because we're paying more attention to ourselves and we're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
I don't think our parents, I know my mom, she was so busy. She wasn't allowed to do that, right? We're not allowed to talk about it. So that's why it's becoming more prevalent and we're having these conversations.
Yeah.
So I'll get the group from you later.
Yeah, but I love that, like, because you mentioned that about bringing awareness to all these things, how open they were to talk. And I'm like, this is it. Like, we need this. Like, this is needed for mental health, for all of these things. Like, the conversations need to be had because you never know. Like I said, I'm looking in like, oh my God, she's going through the same thing. So then it makes you feel more comfortable.
It validates.
There you go.
Same thing with mental health.
Yep.
If we talk about depression, we talk about anxiety, even bipolar disorder. I know that some people are not comfortable. Adjustment disorder, just baseline. We say it's baseline adjustment disorder. If you have a condition, you come in, it's going to be some adjustment. Share that.
Yeah.
So it won't be like, oh my goodness, I came in and people are like, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm fine. You're like, no, you're not fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
So open conversations.
Yep.
Girlfriend, grab your girlfriends, talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, this is what I learned and do some, some check-ins.
Yeah. That's important. The check-ins are so important. So speaking of check-ins, how do you find time for Angela? Like, what do you do to, I always say find balance, but this one young lady, I told her, and she's like, well, for me, finding balance is finding harmony.
Oh.
So how do you find that for yourself? Because what you do, you're serving others, right? You're constantly serving others. But what do you do for self-care? Like when do you take that time to just like decompress, step away from everything?
I love hot yoga. It helps me out a lot. Just
Really?
not just my body, but also my mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also learning about the importance of lifting weights. It's a
Oh yeah, I do.
strength training class.
Yeah.
That's good for you, especially with menopause.
Yeah.
But you do that
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
I do it.
Very good. So I like going to the gym. I
Yeah.
don't go as much as I
Me too.
should, but
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I like shopping, but I'm trying to cut back.
Ah!
I like finding my peace, and whatever that means from day to day, that's what it means.
Yep.
I think having a spiritual baseline is important.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, connecting in with who you
Yeah.
feel that you need to connect
Yeah.
in. I like to read,
Mm-hmm.
but I'll just say for most of the clinicians, we don't do what we say all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
We get wrapped
I've
up.
heard that.
You
Yeah.
heard it? Right. We don't do. We're bad. We're
Yeah.
bad stewards. And I'll catch myself saying it to somebody, and I'll have to write down a note. Oh, Angela, make sure you check.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hear so much. I
Mhm.
can't tell you how much I hear aside from
Mhm.
kidney disease.
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. Yeah.
There's just so much things people are going through, especially
Yeah.
now. Trauma. You know, they're getting hit, and sometimes you can consume that trauma.
That's why I
Right.
ask. Yeah.
so you
I
have
know.
to step back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Tea is good. You know,
Mhm.
anything that brings you peace,
Yeah.
joy, where you feel that you can unwind. Time and silence. I'm trying to get better at extending the time. I do 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That is so helpful though.
Yeah.
When I'm
It is.
consistent, it's so helpful. Because I have so many thoughts. I'm like, today I was like, okay, I got to do this.
Mhm.
Okay, I got to go to my cousin. I got to do this.
Mhm.
I'm like, just sit, stop, and
Yeah.
breathe.
And breathe. Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
breathe.
Yeah.
And notice the volume in your lungs. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Just notice that you're still alive. You're here on this
Right.
earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of the things
Yeah.
I love.
I do sauna. So
You
I go to the
do?
gym. I do the gym 3 days a week.
Okay,
And so I do weights and all, right?
Okay.
And it's really helped with the perimenopause. Okay.
Yeah, we don't want-
shout out to that.
The
That's
men
been a big contributor to
Yes.
yeah. But anyway, the sauna.
Mm-hmm. That's
Now
steam.
I'm
That's
gonna
the
tell you
wet
this.
steam, though. The sauna and is it the
No,
wet?
it's just hot.
Okay,
It's
I'm
just
sorry.
hot. And
I had
yeah,
to-
you end up
okay.
wet while
Yeah,
you're in there,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's just hot, right? So you go in I was so against it, had never done it, right? Until my goddaughter is a wellness coach. So
Oh, cool.
I had gained some extra weight during COVID. I'm like, I got to get back to my size
Yeah.
before COVID. So I want you to train me. And so she started going to gym with me. So part of my workout was 25 minutes in the sauna. And I remember telling her, I am not getting in that sauna. Like my hair, like I'm not doing that. She's like, just put the
first
bonnet
thing.
on. And I'm like, I hate the sauna. She's like, you've never done it. And I did. So she would go in with me. And that was what, 2.5 years ago. I can't wait to get there and get in the sauna.
Feels good,
Just it helps my mind too. So what I'll do is like during my day, if I feel myself like getting ready to get overwhelmed or I'll put every stop when I'm doing like my computer. I'll go out and do my walk because I walk every day and I listen to my gospel music. So now what I'll do, I'm like, nope, I'm going to the gym and I'm going to get in the sauna. When I tell you, it changes the trajectory of my day, like my mental.
How does it help your mental? I'm curious.
It clears out my mind because the reason why you're feeling overwhelmed because you got all these things going on. Clutter in your mind, like, right? I'm working on one thing and it's like, okay, don't forget to do this.
Yeah.
Don't forget. It's like my mind it's like a pen is in there. Now, instead of me physically writing it down, it's like, don't forget to do this. Don't forget. And it's like this. I start feeling like I'm not doing that, but that's how I'm like, oh my gosh, stop. And so that's when I do. And so I just go sit in there and I do my breathing exercises. It is the best thing. And I remember initially, I didn't want to sit in there long. Now I'll sit in there for like 30 minutes and not be bothered. And the whole reason I never wanted to do it because I didn't want to sweat.
The hair. It's the hair always.
Now it's like I got my bonnet, so I'm good. I don't even care if the sweat is drip. I've never liked to be sweaty, but now I don't even care.
It feels
because
good,
I
though.
know how I'm gonna feel. It's the best thing ever. I highly recommend it. Yeah. It is for your mental. That it just it really like clears my mind and like gets me back. And it's almost like it clears out all the clutter that's not needed in there. And I'm like so refreshed. So I'll do that, and I'll do it like on lunch, right? And because I work from home, and then I'll go back. I'm good.
Because it's a moment where you're stopping.
Yep.
You're stopping in your concentration, your focus.
Yeah.
You're really not even really focused on anything particular, right?
Yep.
You're just sitting.
Yeah.
Thoughts may come, but you're making an effort to sit. And it's also, if you could ask your, you said your goddaughter. I think it's pulling out toxins too.
Yeah, that's what that was originally
So
why
that's
she
why
had
you're
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You have to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
like
that's
that.
why she added it to my kind of program. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's some good stuff.
But like that part, the as far as it helping my mental, I want to say within the past year noticed it.
Really?
I'm like, wait, I noticed. I was telling my husband, like, I noticed when I get out of there, when I do the sauna, like my mind is so, when I get back, I'm like, because I'll tell him, like, when I start having that feeling, I'm like, I don't know, I'm feeling a little off, like my mood. I tell him as a warning, my mood is like I'm feeling a little, and he's like, what is it? Of course, because I'm still going through the grieving process. So some days it is that too.
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
so
and I'm
it's
glad
a
you said
combination of that and the peri.
You hidden.
Yeah. So now it's like like this week it hit me hard. It was, but again, my husband happened to call me while in the moment, and I'm like, I said, you know what I'm gonna get up. I'm gonna go to the sauna, and
good.
it changed. This was the other day, and totally. But it took months for me to figure out that was what it was. That was really like, and I'm like, oh my. So now I can't wait to get to the sauna.
You're paying attention to your body.
Paying attention. And that's what I'm saying all that to say. Like I really had to start like paying attention to why am I in this mood? Because this does not feel right, and I'm not about to sit in this.
And knowing, I think you pinpointed, and one thing is important in mental health when clients come to see me, I ask them where are they feeling it at.
Yeah.
Because we don't talk about where we feel things. Where's the heaviness at? Where's the pain at? And I'm saying mental pain, right? It exacerbates into some physical stuff, So where is it at? And just knowing, hey, I don't feel well.
Yeah.
Talking about that with your girlfriends. You know what? I noticed I don't feel well, and I had a little headache, and I had a little tension. That is a mental health conversation.
Yeah.
Like simple things. Yeah. A little bite-sized conversation.
Yeah. And a lot, and it's good, like you said, you have a girlfriend that you can, because I have my, one of my cousins, Marie, her and I, we go deep like that. Like we, if she hasn't heard from me in 2 or 3 days,
She on the phone.
she's like, where, and if I don't answer that text, she's calling. Like it's
that.
and then our conversation is checking in mentally. Like, how do you feel? Like, is everything okay? Anything you need to talk about? Yeah. So it's a blessing, that I have that,
So she's your mental health buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I call her my accountability partner.
Accountability
But
partner.
yeah, we have that's our relationship. And I have one of my sister friends. She's a friend, but we're like sisters. But she the same thing. We kind of have those deep conversations. Like you could just really like get into here, and we can kind of, well, how did that make you feel? I understand, this, but you like, why did you do it? Like we really like check in mentally with each other.
My job.
Yeah. We really,
I like that.
but again, that's something I learned later on, but I like to talk about it now.
Yes.
Because when I think back when I was younger, I did experience, but you don't think,
we didn't know.
I'm just like, I was in a bad mood and you made me mad. And so I lashed out.
But it wasn't even about you.
And it wasn't even.
It was about somebody 10 years ago that I never got it out of my system. And now you're getting it. You're going to get all the smoke.
Listen. My husband probably can write a book on this.
Ooh. And then you mentioned, and just to speak to one thing you said, another podcast. So grief is a whole nother transitional phase.
I'm actually planning to do a show on that because I kind of want to, and I expressed this to my publicist because she kind of books my guests or whatever. So I want to talk about how we grieve as Christians.
Ooh.
Nobody wants to talk about that.
Nobody want to talk about it. And can you add on the partner
And-
component?
and
How we
the-
treat our partners
how
when
we
we
treat-
are
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that isn't that's
Okay.
that's
Okay.
a show in the works.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
But she was just like waiting for. She's like, "Are you? When you're ready?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I'm ready," because I'm the type
Yeah.
that I'm like, I want to like. We need to talk
Share
about
it.
it
Yeah.
because we need to talk about it.
I imagine it'll help you so much.
It's gonna help me. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
of
And
course
like
others.
I've been able. Like my cousin that I mentioned and my friend. Like I've shared a lot.
Yeah.
With them that I have not shared, like
Yes.
just my feelings around it, everything. Like so, and it's not. We need to talk about how we really
feel.
process, how we really feel.
What we
Like it's
thinking.
not all, Oh no, we know God's gonna bring you.
God, he's in
We-
heaven,
he's in
thank
heaven,
God.
and I'm so thankful. No, you're not.
I want him right here with me right now. Right now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
I would love that.
yeah. But yeah, we're there's a show in the works about that. Just about this grief and like just grieving a person's sickness. Because mine started with my dad when he got sick.
Yeah.
So there's a whole story. Yeah, like I said, I've never shared it. Of course, my husband knows this. I'm venting
He's
to
in the
him
midst
about
of
it.
it.
He's in the midst of it.
Yeah.
But I finally did share it with those two.
Mhm.
Just how that. But again, because they would like check in, like, how do you feel about it? Like, how do you really feel? You know what I mean? Like, and so and you're right. We need to do those check-ins more
Yes.
often. Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Because that really helped me.
It makes you step back.
It
Wait a
makes
minute.
me.
How do I feel?
And it makes you. It made me process it. Because I'm the sweeping on the rug because I got to keep going.
You busy. I got stuff to do.
I'm
I don't
busy. I
have
got
time
stuff
for
to do,
feelings.
so I don't have time for feelings.
I ain't time for no grief.
I was the queen of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, like I said, it was them kind of like doing that check-in. Like, no, for real, how do you feel? Like, don't.
When please, I want to have some type of comment in that show because I had
Definitely, yeah.
I dealt with like 4 deaths,
Mm-hmm.
and I was in my doctoral program, and that grief caught up with me because I didn't have time for it. I don't have, and I really didn't.
Yeah.
I really didn't.
Yeah.
But it got me.
Yeah.
It got me good.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Off topic. Sorry.
Yeah. But that's a precursor to what's coming.
Precursor. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you think about, and this is my last question, empowered women,
Yes.
who is a woman that empowered you to be the woman that you are today? Woman or women? Because I always share with people, like, I had a village.
Yeah, exactly.
My mom, of course, is the head at the center, right?
Yes.
But I had a village. And I'm like so thankful for that, which is part of the reason why I started the organization to kind of empower other women, because I knew other people who didn't have that, especially younger girls, teens, and they're coming up, and it's like, man, they need us,
They do, and I agree with you. I had the same journey, different transitions of my life. Of course, my mom, she was a strong mother. She did her best, to make things work. And then later on, I had people in my life, Joyce Johnson, who has passed away. She was a Christian woman, and she taught me not just spirituality, but also the truth about being a human being within the Christian world, the reality of it. She was the first person that I learned that, Christianity does not mean you have to be perfect. Everything's going away. So she was valuable to me as it relates to also helping me with my kids, learning through her what happened with her kids. And also one of my sorority sister, Sumter, Catherine Sumter, who is now in Dallas. Love her so much. I love her dearly. And she was in that transitional part of my life when I was still trying to learn myself, right?
Yeah.
And she helped me with that. My aunts that have passed away, Aunt Maxine, Aunt Glenn, who was just a character to her own. These people were all intricate parts of me.
Yeah.
There's so much part of Angie. That could be a whole show too.
Yeah.
But they sparked the imagination, the growth, the compassion, the empathy, the caring the giving of myself, sometimes to a fault.
Yeah.
They did all of this, and the forgiveness that sometimes you have to have for other women, right?
Yeah.
So I've had all these great women through various transitions of my life that I'm so glad to speak their name. And let me just add one more. Dr. Wanda Jewell helped me during my time with my doctorate. She passed away during my doctorate, and that was very challenging.
Yeah.
Didn't tell me that she had cancer,
Oh, wow.
but that was the type of person that she was. And so all these women that I've learned from, I'm honored to have them in my life. I'm honored that God has brought them in my life, even if it was for a moment in time.
Right. Yep. Yeah. That's beautiful. That is so
heartfelt. I feel it right here.
Yeah.
They're here. They're sitting with me and they're guiding me. Because if you knew the little Angie, the shy Angie, that didn't want to talk in front of Angie, in front of anybody, and now you can't get her to stop talking. Come get the Angie. Come. Yeah. So
they help bring it out of you.
They help bring it. I'm thinking of another, Dr. Montgomery, another one. It's just so many women that, God, he knows where the missing parts, right? And he fills these holes.
I was getting ready to say, in each season of your life.
Come on now.
In each season of your life.
Each season.
One of the ladies that I interviewed before, my mentor, Redelia Fowler, she was here earlier. God brought her into my life. It was 2016, maybe 2015, 16. And so I know she was meant to come in my life in that season because I needed some, a little rough around the edges, and I needed some guidance and some, and she is my heart. Like the start of my organization, I contribute to her.
That's beautiful.
Pushing me, you know what, do it. Like guiding me, like literally took the time out to like outline what it looks like, how it should be formatted. This, what a mentoring program is,
She's a
like
gift.
When I tell you, who does that? Like literally typed out, and has been with me the whole walk of the way. But it's people like I consider her part of my village. But again, she came later on in my life. So I'm saying that to say how you
never
said
know.
how these different seasons of your life, you've had different women to come in and empower you. And it's like the makeup of all of them. Who you are today is a result of that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think just doing what you do is going to be the same. It's trickling down to others, right?
And that's my prayer. That is my prayer. Yeah,
definitely. And I feel it. I really feel it.
Yeah.
And again, so thankful for the village. I mean, when you said that, I had to take a deep breath because I'm like, it's so many people. And you don't think about it. You're going through life, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I had this person help me here. Okay, your mom starts you off, right? And your mom is your all in all. But then God gives you all these other people that have different gifts.
Yeah.
Your mentor had a different gift for you, had a different message for you. She was sent for you, right? And then I thought about when you sent me the invite. I'm like, well, what is this about?
Yeah.
So there's different gifts and different people that you have connections with, different parts of your life. So, hey.
And it was meant for us to connect.
It was.
And it was so.
We're going to be shopping buddies. Don't tell my husband.
Well, I thank you so much for accepting my invitation because this was a much needed conversation, and you have just been a joy to sit and talk to, and you've shared so much that needs to be shared. And I love how you honed in on about talking about it is bringing awareness. So I thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
I appreciate it.
And then if there website that you have, anybody can, so you can look into the camera and tell the people how to reach you.
Yeah, you can reach me at The Hope, THE, The Hope and Wellness Partnership. I am virtual, completely virtual, or you can call me. I'm sorry, let me not say call me. Reach me at the Hope and Wellness Partnership, and also on Instagram, the Hope and Wellness Partnership, across all platforms. I'm sorry right now, I can't think of my number, but I will have it out to you. I will share it with you directly. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in to another episode of the Women Can Do Show. I pray that you were informed, empowered, and led to be transformed. All right. God bless you all and have a good rest of your day.